The Israelis have been messaging directly that they knew that this war in the north between Hezbollah would have to happen if they were to get their 600, or excuse me, 60,000 plus citizens back to their homes in northern Israel. They were very clear about that. And I think it's important to point out Hezbollah has been attacking Israel since October 8th. There's been over 9,000 missiles, rockets, drones, and anti-tank weapons fired into Israel. And this was inevitable if this was going to continue. And I think they have shown that they have very good capabilities in Lebanon. I don't think it's in anybody's interest, including Israel. It's certainly not Lebanon's for this to turn into a full-scale ground invasion. But from Israel's perspective, this was inevitable if Hezbollah was going to continue to attack their northern settlements and essentially put at least one-third of their country off limits to their own citizens.
With the conflicts between Israel and Hezbollah inevitably drawing in Iran into the conflict, what does that mean for the wider region in general now?
So that was the biggest concern of the United States. That's why we've had so many military assets in the region to try to deter, of course. And to a certain extent, it has deterred Iran, I believe. And then also to defend. And we've seen how capable the U.S. was when it came to defending Israel, along with Israel and other countries in the region, such as Jordan, which defended Israel against the April 13th attack by Iran. But this is what the biggest concern is for the United States, that Iran would mount something that wasn't manageable, that wasn't for show, that was, or actually just got through and caused substantial damage or loss of life in Israel. Because I think it's been clear that Israel will respond directly to Iran, and they might take direct, meaningful strikes, not like they did last time in Iran. In fact, several of the IDF spokesperson have referenced their recent attack on the Houthis in Hudaydah, Yemen, is further away from Israel than Iran's oil fields, specifically citing Iran's oil fields. So I think there's a lot of messaging coming out of Israel right now that if Iran is successful, so not for show like many in it believe April was, and actually causes damage, that this could escalate very quickly and have impacts that go beyond the two countries and certainly beyond the region.
Mick, we've seen the U.S. government repeatedly call for restraint on the part of Israel, yet Prime Minister Netanyahu has effectively ignored those pleas here. What is the current state of the U.S.-Israeli, relationship?
Well, I certainly think there is some tensions. I mean, the U.S. overall supports Israel defeating Hamas, of course. They were the terrorist attack that attacked them on October 7th, and Hezbollah, which is a U.S. designated terrorist organization and has been constantly attacking Israel. When it comes to the relationship in Gaza, I think there's been differences of how that was prosecuted. And now I think the U.S. just wants to see this get contained and have a ceasefire so that they can do everything that they would like to see policy-wise, which is in the conflict in both Gaza and obviously not have one, if you will, in Lebanon. But Israel has their own interests. They're their own sovereign country, and they make their own decisions. If they were asking me, I would suggest to the White House that they take more of a behind-the-scenes role and not have public disagreements with Israel. They could certainly have private disagreements with Israel when it comes to this ceasefire, because in Lebanon specifically, because this is very difficult for any country to tell another country that's been attacked, again, 9,000 missiles in less than 1 year, not to do something that they know they would do. So that makes this a bit different. And essentially, the ceasefire needs to come from Hezbollah, who could simply stop attacking Israel, agree not to continue, potentially move to the Litani River, which is required by a UN resolution. So most of the, I think, negotiations on this side should be focused on Hezbollah vice Israel, which most countries, I think, if put in the same situation, would be doing something similar to Israel right now.